Hi everyone, it's Gina K from Gina K Designs, and I am so excited to see you all this evening. I missed you. Monday came and went, and although we had a great day, it was Rena's birthday on Monday, and we had a nice big Italian dinner. I missed being with you guys. It just seemed like so long ago that we've been together. Well, I am so excited to have you all here tonight. Now, tonight we're going to play a little bit with a kind of a fancy fold, a new way to do a layout that maybe you haven't seen before. I'm sure some of you have seen it before. I did this in a regular YouTube video a long time ago, but I haven't done it in a live, and we've been doing lives now for close to 6 months. So I think it's time to do one of these. Well, it's great to see everybody coming in. I see people from all over the country and all over the world joining us tonight, and we are so honored to have you here. So tonight, let's flip over to the overhead. I'll show you a little bit about what I'm using. I'm going to be using some different colored cardstock here. I have some peach Bellini, some dusty rose, and I have some Applemint. I also have some white cardstock, and then I have a few flowers from my box. Now, you guys know, let's see if I can show you this. If you're new to Gina K Designs, and I did see a couple people say, oh, I'm new, it's my first time here, or I'm new to your channel. Well, for those of you that have been with me for a long time, you know I have this. This is my box of bits and pieces. So every time I make a bunch of different things, either demoing in a video or when I have no mojo at all, I will just sit and make things, whether it's background panels, whether it's die cut words that I cut 2 or 3 together and glue them together, die cut bits and pieces, or sometimes I just stamp layered stamps and I just leave them all in this box ready to be cut up for a card project. Well, tonight, I actually tapped into that box. So you can see I have some of the pop art flowers, and that's this stamp set here. I'll show you what the stamp set looks like. So again, for those of you that are newer to Gina K Designs, you can see this stamp set. This is called Pop Art Flowers. It is a 3-step stamp set. So it's got the 3 different pieces of each flower and 2 or 3 different pieces for each of the leaves. So I've pre-done several of these that were in my box for a long time, and I'm going to use these in one of my cards tonight. Now, I also have some of the Delicate Essentials pattern paper, and I stored this. If you missed this video, I stored this using a piece of plain white cardstock. I cut it down to fit a large stamp pocket, and I taped the cover sheet onto this piece of cardstock. And then in the back is all the pattern paper. So this way, when I have scraps left over, I can toss them in here and they don't get lost and everything stays really neat. I love storing things this way because they're all the same size, just like my stamp sets. And it's really easy to flip through them and see the picture. You don't need a label or anything. You can just see right what is there in front of you. So I'm going to use this for one of my cards. And then I also had some pre-cut bits and pieces here of the same pop art flowers. And these, I'll tell you the colors that I used for these. And I did a little sheet too of different color combinations that you can find in our Facebook page. You can download it and print it out. It's a PDF. And our Facebook page is Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. So if you want to go over there and join the group, there's all kinds of printable things that you can print for. Some people have posted some color charts, and I have color combinations for different flowers and leaves in there. Also different card layouts using our master layouts. So let me tell you the colors that I used here. So for this one, I used sweet corn, peach Bellini, and faded brick for that flower. For these leaves, I used Applemint, lucky clover, and fresh asparagus. That kind of looks like camo, doesn't it? It's kind of cool. I really love these. And then this one uses innocent pink, bubblegum pink, No, I think that's Innocent Pink. Yeah, it's Innocent Pink, Bubblegum Pink, and Fresh Asparagus. But I thought the whole flower itself just looked really pretty with that Dusty Rose cardstock. So sometimes the color's not even in there, but when you overlap colors together, then it looks great with another color cardstock. I wanted to use this pattern paper because this has some Dusty Rose and Innocent Pink in it, and I thought it would look really pretty with this cardstock. Okay, so some other things I'm going to use for this are some die cut pieces. So what I have here is I have a big circle. This is a double stitched circle from our double stitched circles dies. And this is a single stitched circle from our single stitched set. Let me show you what those look like. I have them back here hiding in my box. Okay, so this is what those die sets look like. The single stitched and the double stitched. So no, Fresh Asparagus isn't pink. Fresh Asparagus is dark green. I saw that comment. That's the dark green in there. I'll tell you the colors again as we go, just to make sure. The darker pink is the Faded Brick in here. Okay, so these double stitch circles and the single stitch circles are almost the same size, the three different sizes. They're perfect for card making, perfect for, you know, the different stamp sets that we have. They fit right into these circles really well. This is our Hearty greeting stamp set. But what I did when I designed these dies is I made sure that the single stitched ones were 1/8 of an inch bigger than the double stitched. So this way, if you cut them together, you get that nice little shadow layer that everyone loves. So I have a double stitched and a single stitched circle here. And then I also have a double stitched and a single stitched rectangle. I've put this one together already. This was in my box of tricks over there, and this still needs to be put together. So what I want to do tonight is I want to design a card that is going to fit into a traditional A2 envelope. So these are the Gina K Designs white envelopes. I grabbed one of these from our store when I was over there because I needed some more envelopes. So let me pull one of these out so you can see. This is a standard A2 envelope. And an A2 envelope will fit any card that is 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2. And that is kind of the standard card maker size. It's what we use to make our tent fold style cards like this. It'll fit perfectly in an A2 envelope. It's what we use to make our traditional book fold cards like this or this way. They all fit into the A2 envelope. And an A2 envelope is the size of a quarter sheet of 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock. So that's if you're new, you may not have known those things, and those are good little tips for you to know. And when you buy envelopes at a lot of the different stores, most of them are A2 envelopes, the online stores that are for card makers. So let's start with the pink one. We'll make the pink one first because I have to cut out the flowers for that. And I'm going to start, I have my We Are Memory Keepers cutter here, and I'm going to cut this at 5 1/2 inches. Oh, I see everybody saying hi. Hi, everyone. So glad that you're here. It's so great to see you. Now, somebody was asking, are these two dies, do they come in one set? No, they're actually separate sets. You can get either the double stitched or the single stitched or both. So it's totally up to you. Okay, so I cut this in half at 5 1/2 inches. So now I have 2 card bases. I'm only going to need 1 for now. And I'm going to get my scoring buddy here. And I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. So there's other ways to cut this so that you have less waste, but this is an easy way to cut it. And then you can use the little strips as belly bands or whatever you want. Okay, so now I have the typical A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to 4 1/4. So I'm making a square card. And this I can use as a belly band for another card. So I can cut that in half and have 2 strips. That will go into my little box of goodies for another time. So here's my card base. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to cut a piece of the Delicate Essentials pattern paper. So I really like this pattern here. Let's take a look at it. I think this is really, really pretty. It's a little busy. Let's see what else we have here. This is kind of fun too. I like this one, this flowery one. But I think I'm going to go with this. Now, I could also go with, you know, a blue or a green, but I think I'm going to go with this one here. Let's see, get that out of the way. And I'm still trying to decide if I want to put this on Dusty Rose, but I think I'm going to stick with that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so now I have a little square that will fit right onto my piece of cardstock here. And again, these, which is nice about storing this paper this way, is all your little scraps, which you'll definitely use for other cards, can go right back into that little stamp pocket, and that can get put away. I don't know about you guys, but until I came up with this idea, I had scraps everywhere, and I was keeping them in a basket, and then I would never use them because I would forget that they were in the basket, and I'd go and get the pack of cardstock. So this is a kind of a good way to store them. Yes, hello, my friend Carol from Australia. I know our friends in Australia definitely use different size cards. So this is probably a little confusing what we do here, but we are A2 people here, but I know that a lot of people are starting to get into the bigger sizes, and I think you guys do A4 there, if I'm not mistaken. That's a popular size. Also, I think in the UK they do bigger cards as well. And I always tell this story, and it's really true. My mom used to, she used to determine the amount of love by the size of the card. So I would make extra big cards for her. I would actually take an a 8.5 by 11 cardstock and just fold it in half and make her a giant card like this, because she thought the bigger the card, the more the love. But we know that's not true. We love people even with our A2 size cards. Okay, so this black piece I'm going to take down to 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. It actually started at 7/8, so that's a good, nice little square there. And I can adhere these 2 pieces together, and then that's going to be a nice offset for my circle, because this has the little black rim around it too. Okay, so I'm going to see if hey, Tom, can you do me a favor? Inside that cabinet, can you get me a piece of Faded Brick cardstock? We'll see if Tom knows what color Faded Brick is. He should. He does so much. Our cardstock comes in these gigantic sheets, and he does all the cutting of the cardstock. No, that's not it. Okay, never mind. He picked a tomato soup. So it's I think it's the second one down from the top in that cabinet. No, that's not it. Oh my goodness. Well, it's very bricky. Oh, there, he found it. Okay. So I want to just look at this together, because this, I'm not sure if this is going to work or if I should do something like this. Nah, I think that's too bricky, and I really want to play off the pinks. Okay, well, I had him do all that work for nothing. All right, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to adhere these 2 panels together. Oh, I hear some of you guys have some bad weather out there. I am praying for you and thinking about all of you that are in the line of those fires out there. And I know my sweet friend Christina Warner lives in Utah, and she said that it's, you know, it's bad there too. Like, you can see it in the air and in the sky, and friends from Oregon and all over California. I was so sad to hear about parts of California. I actually taught a class up near Bass Lake, and I know that that area was hit pretty hard. So I'm thinking about all of you guys. All right, so I adhered this together. Yeah, and we have our friends down in Texas and Louisiana and all, that some of you are still recovering from the hurricane. Thinking about all of you. And it's rainy and cold here. I don't know where. It seems like right after Labor Day, it always starts to get cold up here in Wisconsin. We'll have a few nice days, but I don't know how many. All right, so there we go. That is my card base. The card base is 4 1/4. It's actually 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, folded in half, which makes it a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card base. I'm going to put that aside, and then I'm going to do a little die cutting here. So let me get my die cutting machine, and I can back out. So let's see.
Question about the sleeve that you put.
Yes, the stamp pocket. So what I used for the for my pattern paper was I used the Gina K Designs large stamp pockets. That's what I used for that. And those will hold your 6x8 stamp sets, and they will also hold the pattern paper. And then we also have stencil pockets, but they are not wide enough. So do not buy a stencil pocket. They're for 6x6 stencils, but they will not hold 6x6 pattern paper or 6x6 rubber stamps. They're too thin. And so when you put those bigger things in there, they swell up, you know, they get fatter, and then they kind of shrink in this way. So, okay, so let me see what I have here. I have, there we go. That looks like it'll work. Will that work? I don't know what I have here. No, I think I have the wrong die. Let's see. There we go. That's the one. So I don't know where this other die came from. I think I mixed a couple stamp sets together. So I am going to use some purple tape for this. And if you've never used the purple tape, ThermoWeb recently changed their purple tape. Some of you guys love it. I love it because it's great for masking, and it also will hold your dies down. But if you're having trouble with that, it may be because you actually need to get the tape on the cardstock on both sides. If you try to just adhere it to the metal, it won't stick. So you want to definitely put it on the cardstock on both sides of that die. And then give it a little bit of pressure. So let's see if I've got the right thing here. I hope so. Okay. All right, so I need my other plate, and I'm going to cut this one out. I think I have a mix of dies all on this one sheet, and that other one would have cut it very funny. All right, so there we go. There's one flower. Oh no, your Facebook Live went down? Facebook has been doing some crazy things lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I keep reverting back to the original Facebook, and I keep getting the warnings that they're getting rid of the original Facebook, but I think they're still working out some of the bugs. So I'm going to cut this one out too. And I know I owe you guys a video on die cutting. I have some of my fancy tricks that I want to put into a regular video, not a live, a regular video that you guys can bookmark and, you know, go back and look at again, over and over again. So I will be doing that soon. All right, so let's get that one out. See, it doesn't tear the paper. That's what I love about this new purple tape. The old purple tape was good, but I think this is better. Okay, I'm going to cut one more flower out, and I don't have a bud, so I'm going to cut another side one like this. And then I don't know if I'll use them all. I never really know what I'm doing. I kind of decide last minute what stamps I'm going to use and stuff. I just pick a technique and then I kind of wing it. So if you're new to me, this is winging. We are winging. Okay, let's get that one cut out, and then I'll still save that other flower for another card. And welcome to everyone. Oh, the 25 winners, Crystal. Yes, we are still working on that. We just celebrated 25,000 members over at the Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends group. So we did a little thing where everybody would just tell us what they love about crafting. And then we're going to pick 25 winners that will each win a $25 gift certificate. And so, you know, we thought, well, we never really know how many active people we have at any given time. We had over 4,000 comments. So we have to go through and get all those names off of there, and then we've got to do the 25 drawings. So it's taking us a little while, and we should have that soon. So Winging It Wednesday. Oh, I love that. That's right. That's what it should be, Winging It Wednesday. I wing it all the time, though. So there, that one's cut out really nice. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Cutting out a couple other small ones. I know, 4,000 names, Kay, right? I have my fingers crossed for you, but I have no idea how, how we're going to get through all the names. We will, though. It's just taking a little longer than we expected. All right, I'm going to smash that down over that. So a lot of people call this card that I'm going to do a tent topper card. So there's another one. I have to cut a few of these because we need leaves. This is going to be a very graceful bouquet. So I hope you guys don't mind. I'm taking my time here and cutting these all out. I could have cut them ahead of time, but this is part of the fun, the winging it, right? So yeah, 25,000 members. You've been winging it since March, Vicki? Oh, Tom, I love that you gave me a monitor here that I can read some of these comments as we go. You can see these are really cutting out nicely, even without my little trick. I'm cutting them pretty well tonight. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes they're a little lopsided. All right, we're going to cut these two, and then we're done. I don't know that, because this long one I cut, but I don't know if I'll use it as a long one. And if not, I can cut it into 2 parts and make it 2 separate leaves. Now, I do have a live video that I did not that long ago with tips and tricks on how to stamp layered stamps. So if you go back, if you go to our YouTube channel, one thing that I do on my YouTube channel is I have pictures of what the cards were in the thumbnail. So you can see what we did, and you can find the one that has the title, you know, layered stamps. And check that out, because I have a good way of stamping layered stamps so that you can mass produce the layered stamps. And then that allows you to have lots of bits and pieces. So when you're doing something like this, you have bits and pieces ready to go, and you don't have to die cut a million pieces. And then use the time where you don't have any mojo to do your die cutting. And that's something that you can do to be creative without committing to card making. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere these 2 pieces together. I like to do that on a white piece of cardstock so I can really see the black layer. I'm actually using the envelope here. Oh, it's so good to see all of you guys. Okay. I'm going to stick that there. And now I have to figure out where I want to put my greeting. I definitely want to put my greeting on this, and then I want to kind of drape the flowers around. So have flowers here and there, and maybe coming down like this, and then having a couple, I think we'll do it like a stem there. Maybe we'll do one here like this. I'm pre-planning. See, this is the extent of the planning though. And then have something like that. And then maybe have, you know, something coming around like this, like a cascade out of there. And then a few little side leaves like that. I always like to kind of lay out my bouquet first to see how I want it to look. Do you guys like that? If you like that, what I recommend is once you get something that you like, just get your phone, your smartphone, and take a picture of it like that. Now I have a picture. Let me find the picture. There we go. Now I have a picture of it. So if I forget what I did, I can just have my phone sitting out and I know exactly how I'm going to lay it out. So I hope that little tip helps. All right. And then I want to put a greeting here. So I have a couple greeting sets. I have the fancy greetings, which I think that thank you would be very pretty. And then I also have the Hearty greetings, and I think I love you with all my heart. But see, there's a lot of white space there. So let's go with thank you so much, because I can always use a thank you card. I see some of you are talking about the magnets that I keep my dies on. These are actually by Stamp & Storage. And when you buy dies that coordinate with our stamp sets, they will come on a magnetic board. These will not come on a magnetic board, but you can purchase magnetic boards to match from Stamp & Storage. So they come in like a 10-pack or a 12-pack. I'm not sure. I think maybe a 10-pack. And what I do is I buy the 10-pack of 5x7, and then I cut them in half. So for my smaller die sets, let me show you what that looks like. Oh, let me find one. Here we go. No, that's not one. Oh, here we go. So, you know, if I have a small die set, it's just half of a board, and then 2 halves together equal a whole, so they still store really well. And then I keep my dies that coordinate with my stamps right in the same stamp pocket as my stamps. So this way, everything is all together, and I don't have to search in different places.
Do you want to know the stamp set names? And
Okay, so the stamp set name is Pop Art Flowers. And that's this stamp set here. And then the greeting that I'm going to use is Fancy Greetings.
the colors.
And the colors, once again, we'll do the colors. Yeah, the roses are from Pop Art Flowers. My daughter Alicia drew this stamp set. It's so pretty. I love it so much. And then the colors. So for the greens, I have Applemint is the lightest color, then Lucky Clover, and then Fresh Asparagus. And then for the flowers, we have Innocent Pink, Bubblegum Pink, and Faded Brick. In order from light to dark. Innocent Pink, Bubblegum Pink, and Faded Brick. And what I'll do is, over on YouTube and on Facebook, when I'm done the video, I always post really good high-quality photos of what I made. I will add those colors, and I will add the stamp set names, so you don't have to worry about taking notes. I won't let you down this time. Okay. Let me get my MISTI. Okay, here's my MISTI. I should close that. That'll show on camera. Okay, I'm going to get my flowers out of the way. See, I don't have to remember now my layout because I have a little photo on my phone. So for my MISTI, I'm going to just take a little bit of tape. And this is the MISTI mouse pad. This is a separate purchase from the MISTI. It's just like the mat that comes in your MISTI when you get it, but one side is like a mouse pad. So if you get ink on it or you get glue on it or anything like that, it just rubs right off, and you can just wash it right off with a little stamp cleaner. So I highly recommend the mouse pad. I love that. All right, let's get this in a position where we want it. I want to make sure that's tight. And I am going to use, not that set. Where'd my set go? Oh, here it is. Fancy Greetings I'm going to use for this. I'm going to use the thank you. I was looking for a thank you card the other day. All the thank you cards I've ever made. What did I just do here? All the thank you cards. I think I smashed it with my ring. I'll cover that. I smashed it with my ring. So a little thing about my ring. See my ring? It is square on the bottom. Tom and I got this ring for my 25th wedding anniversary, and we helped the jeweler design it, and he made it square on the bottom because it's a thick band. And he said, whenever you have a diamond ring or any ring that's kind of thick or, you know, a little heavy on the top, if you do a square on the bottom, it won't flip on your hand. It won't roll. So, but it leaves marks in your die cuts right there. So be careful if you ever get a square band. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to put this off to the one side. And excuse my head in the way. I'm going to pull this down. I know I'm off camera, but our camera is really high up, and it's real easy for me to get my head in the way. We're going to be moving that soon. Okay, I'm going to use some black onyx ink for this. Let's see. let's ink that up, and then we'll stamp that. Oh, gotta get my Chuck It tool. This is from Chuck Meadows in our Facebook group. He made this for me. It's a curtain finial, and he put a carpet furniture protector on there, and he glued it together with Gorilla Glue, and he sent it to me because he knows that I always struggle getting even pressure. And look at what Chuck did for me. Isn't that fantastic? I'm going to do one more stamping with it, though, because I talked a little long before I started pressing. Okay, so we'll do a second pressing. Now, if you don't have a Chuck It tool, don't worry. You can always use your sleeve. It's getting cold out. That helps glide. Or you can use a microfiber cloth. I use a microfiber cloth a lot. I don't know where mine went, but I don't need it anymore because of Chuck Meadows. Thank you, Chuck. And then I'm going to use my tidy towel to clean the stamp. Oh, I hear a plane. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a plane flying right over our house. All right, so there's my design. Now, here's the trick for the tent topper. I'm going to take this off, and that will just come off with a little bit of stamp cleaner, so I don't worry about that. That's what's nice about the mouse pad. All right, so I'm going to show you my little trick now. So I want my card to measure 5.5 inches. So I'm using my Score Buddy, and I'm putting my card right there at the bottom at 5.5 inches. And now I'm going to place this right up to the edge. And that means this card is going to be a 5.5-inch card, and it's going to easily slip right into an A2 size envelope. So let's get a little tape on the bottom. Remember, you only want to tape the bottom. Where's my tape? Did I run out of tape? No. Okay. You only want to tape the bottom of this. You don't want the tape to go outside of that because that's not going to be attached to anything. So I want to make sure that it's straight and even on both sides, and my word is straight. It looks pretty straight. There we go. So before we go any further, I'm going to test it and make sure it fits in my envelope. So here is my A2 size envelope. And I want to make sure, yep, it fits perfectly in there, right? There we go. And when you open it, it'll flip like that with no problem. So there we go. That worked. My tent topper worked. Okay, so now I'm going to find my iPhone. Let's find that picture. There we go. There's the picture so I can remember how I laid it out. So I have, that's the wrong picture. There we go. So I'm just going to keep that off because I think it's glittering on my screen anyway. So I'll put one here, and I'll modify it a little bit based on where I stamped my image. And then this is going to go on top like that. And you can also, I mean, you could go off like that. If you really wanted to start those high, you can. Just make sure you only tape onto the circle, that there isn't anything on the other side. But I'm going to go down a little bit lower like that. Okay. And then I had another one. I think I'll assemble these together first. So I will put these two together. I love that. I love how pretty that is together. And I'll do the same thing with this one. And then I can put them together all in one piece. Okay. So I'll put that one here. And then this one will cover it like that. And then we'll have this long cascade coming out of here. Doesn't cover my little ring mark. I'll have to get that petal right over the ring mark. There we go. Okay. So I think I'm going to start laying these down. All right. We'll get this one where we want it. Right here. Like that. And then we'll do this one. I'll put put that right here. And if you want, you can kind of flip this one out over it so that that green goes on top. Now this is going to slip right in here. We want this in here somewhere like that. So it's got kind of a cascadey thing. I'm just slipping it actually right under the circle and then putting it in position. And this will go here. Like that. Slip that under. And then we'll add these 2 leaves over here. So that's pretty close to what I had. All right. Oh, this was a fun card to make. Really fun. There we go. So what do you guys think? That was an easy card, huh? And different, you know, maybe you have some square card bases that you never used because you don't like doing the square cards because you don't have an envelope that fits. Just do the topper idea, and then that card, once again, will fit perfectly into an A2 size envelope. Of course, all my branches are sticking out, but there we go. Easy peasy. So there's my first card. So we've got plenty of time to do the second card because they're already pre-cut and we don't have to struggle quite as much. So I'll put that one aside and then I'll take a picture of that so you guys can see it. Maybe I'll do it with the envelope so you guys, it'll remind you of what it is when you see it on the site. Okay, so there's a lot of different things I could do for these peach ones, but the first thing I need to do is to get a piece of cardstock. So let me cut a piece of, no, I don't need white, do I? Yeah, I do. So I'm going to cut a piece of cardstock that measures 4 by 4. I'm starting with 4 by 4. This way I can trim it down if the edges don't look perfect. Okay? So 4 by 4. Now, I know you guys have, some of you guys have seen this before, and this is just a fun technique. This is bubble wrap. And when you order from Gina K Designs, you most likely get some of this bubble wrap into your package. Now, what's neat about this bubble wrap is it's sticky on the back. So that's nice because you can actually use it to make a card, and it makes a really pretty background. Let me grab a scrap piece of paper. This is going to look really bright, but I have some red cardstock here that I'm just going to use. So I'm going to do a peach Bellini background. And basically, I'm just inking up my bubble wrap. I bet the Chuck It tool will work on this bubble wrap too. See, I have a little one here that Tom stepped on my bubble wrap to go up to go up and fix the camera overhead. So some of my bubbles popped. Tom, it popped a bunch of bubbles. Okay. So now the key to this is just to get it to go straight. So we want to pick a spot and go kind of straight like that. And then once it's down, you can put a piece of cardstock on top and then just rub your hand all over it, or you can use your Chuck It tool or a microfiber cloth or your sleeve or whatever you have. But that is going to help you make good contact with the paper. Okay. There we go. Bubble wrap background. Isn't that cute? It's just so fun and festive looking, and it's so easy. Yes, I have to blame someone, Liz. You're right. I'm blaming Tom. Okay, so now I'm going to just clean my bubble wrap. I've been using this same piece of bubble wrap for a long time. I just clean it with my tidy towel, and then I got a big piece here, so I'm just going to fold it in half and put it away. And I use it over and over again. So next order, hopefully you'll get some bubble wrap. Now you can see I'm a little off here. It's a little bit not perfect top to bottom. So they're saying strike one, Tom. Oh, you think it's strike one. He's like, strike 9 million. Okay, so I'm going to trim this down a little bit to the 3 3/4 inch mark. And that's going to make the top and the bottom even, just because it just kind of happened that way. See how it's just got like half the dots on one side and half the dots on the other side. I just got lucky. These look pretty even, so I want to keep them even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off of one side, and then I'm going to flip it over and take another 1/8 of an inch off the other side. And so now my cardstock measures 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that's fun. Now I have another piece of black here, and I'm going to cut a matting layer 3 7/8 by 3 7/8 of an inch. Now remember, these lives, they live forever on my YouTube channel. They also live forever on Facebook, but Facebook, you know, they get so lost. They go all the way down the page, and it's hard to find them. You might be able to click on videos in our Facebook group and find them, but if you want to find them easily, you can go over to our YouTube channel, and they're all there. You can see the picture, and you'll remember the card, and it'll be easy for you to tune in and, you know, check it out a second time if you wanted to remember something and it didn't, you know, you didn't remember it. Okay, so this is going to go there. Okay, now I need some peach Bellini cardstock. Now I'm going to ask you guys, should I use the peach Bellini cardstock with the peach Bellini ink and the peach Bellini flowers with these leaves, or should I use an Applemint piece of cardstock with the peach Bellini? Does that kind of just make it too green? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do they think, Tom? Can you scroll through? I don't know. I kind of like the peach. I think the peach is softer, but I want to know what you guys think. Yes, Tom does have patience. Okay, peach. I see a lot of peach coming at me here. Peach. Oh, I think this might be one of the few. I know you like the, okay, we have, Lynn likes the Applemint. I like them both, but I'm tending to swing toward the peach as well. All right, we'll go back to peach. Yeah, peach. Okay, I'm sorry, Lynn. Now, if you make one with Applemint, please share it in the group so that yours can look better than mine, and I can say, darn it, I should have gone with the Applemint. All right, so I'm going to cut this one.
I was thinking blue.
You, what? You were thinking blue? Now, here's another way to not waste any cardstock when you're cutting this down. Rather than cutting it in half, and like I did the last time, I can actually cut this at 4 1/4 inches, like this. I hope this works. It should work. So I cut it at 4 1/4 inches, and then I'm going to score it at 4 1/4 inches because this is 8 1/2 inches going across. And that should make a square card. It did, yay. Math was never my forte, but for some reason, I can cut a piece of cardstock in half. Okay, so this is gonna go on top of there. And let me zoom in here. I see one angry face, but I think that angry face was like from a really long time ago. It was one of the first faces that I saw, and I think somebody hit it by accident. Okay, here we go. Now for this one, I'm going to use the rectangle. I want to do something a little bit different this time, and I'm going to stamp my greeting. I'm going to decide if I want to do my flowers along the bottom and stamp my greeting at the top. See, I need a different kind of greeting for this one. Where the other one needed a long greeting, this one could use a shorter greeting, like "So glad we're friends." Or, I love this one, "You are my happy place." I'm going to use that. I think that's cute. That'd be a cute card to send to Tom. You're my happy place. And I had somebody email me and say that, you know, a lot of times I'll talk about feminine cards versus masculine cards. And I tend to say, oh, flowers are for, you know, girl cards. But that's not true. And I got to stop saying that, because there's lots of guys out there that have beautiful flower gardens and take care, and they love flowers. So I think we can send a flower card to a guy too. You are my happy place. Here we go. Let's see how this turns out. I'm hoping for the best. This is a new stamp. I haven't used this one before. So if you have a brand new stamp, just rub your fingers all over it first, and that helps to get rid of the residue. You can also take the stamp and like rub it on your skin, and that helps too. But you'll get a better impression the first time. Oh, there's my head in the way. Rena did my roots though, so they don't look so bad.
They asked about Rena's birthday party.
Oh, Rena's little birthday party that we had? Yeah, we had Rena and Alicia came over, and it was just Rena, Alicia, and Tom and I. And I made a big Italian dinner. I made homemade sauce with all of my tomatoes from my garden. I'm using black onyx ink for this. All my tomatoes from my garden. And Rena made some Alfredo sauce, and then she baked. She's a baker, so she was going to bake a cake, and she ended up baking cupcakes, birthday cupcakes. And we had a really nice time. It's always so good to see them. I don't get to see them as much as I used to. Number one, I don't really go out very much. And number two, they're both, you know, Alicia's working on a podcast, so she's busy doing that and interviewing people all the time. And Rena is in beauty school, so I don't get to see them very much. The way I get to see Rena is I go and get something done, get my hair done, get my toes done. And they're very safe there. I've never seen more masks and safety. They take your temperature when you come in as a customer. So I think they're really doing a great job. So far, there hasn't been any incidents. All right, so next step is to get these two pieces together. And see how that one didn't stamp perfectly? I'm going to hide that under my rectangle. If you go back and find my other bubble wrap video, Tom suggested that I stamp a heart in a place that didn't. The smiley face. Yeah. It's cute. All right, so for this one, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my Score Buddy again. If you don't have a Score Buddy, you can use your MISTI for this. If you don't have a MISTI, you can use your paper cutter. You just need to be able to find a 5.5-inch mark to put the bottom of your card, and then you're going to place the top of your card right up against the 1-inch mark. All right, so that looks pretty good. So you get a little tape on there. And remember, we don't want to go too far up. So put that in place. This is easier too because it's a rectangle, so it just butts right up against there. Okay, so there we go. There's my topper. How cute. Now, before I assemble the whole thing, I always check it because I don't trust myself to make sure it fits. And that fits perfectly right in there. All right. So now it's time to lay these flowers out. Now this one has this cute little bud. I love this bud. I'm going to put that right there. Okay. So I will tape that first. Oops, wrong side. I'm going to tape this part. It's all right. That's still going to get taped on, so. Boy, I could do it like this. Do it a lot of different ways. I think I'll go this way, like that. And then that can go up kind of high like that. And then we'll put these two together. It's the same stamped image. It works for both the side flower and the little bud. So that will go here. I could even make this like fatter. I could put this over here. I think I will. I'll put that there. And then this will kind of go here. And then we'll do a bunch of leaves coming out. I could have cut another one of those vines, but I think this will work. How's that look to you guys? Pretty? I think that looks pretty good. So I'll put the bud on first. Make sure I could take a picture. Yes, that would be smart. But I think I'm going to be okay. And then I'll put that one right there. Let me remember that right there. Yeah. Okay, that'll be good. And then this one right in the middle, the front-facing flower, right in the middle to cover the raw stems. Get that in place there. And then we'll add the 3 little leaves. We'll do one up this way. And then we'll do the 2 other ones. We could do one down here too. And then have this other one coming out here. That's good. I have more leaves too. If I wanted to put more leaves, I could add another vine. But there we go. You are my happy place. Yep, I could do purple tape to hold it in place. That's a great idea, Lori. That is a great idea. And I could cut, I could have cut like this vine and had that come down and then put more leaves over here. Or I could move this leaf and put that over there. Lots of different ways you can do it. But I'm going with this. I'm living with it. So there we go. There's my second one. I do feel like it would be nice to have like a leaf coming down here. I don't know if I have any more in my little box here. Let's check, shall we? Here's the box. I have so many things in here. I think I might have one, but I think it's like the wrong color because I did a couple different variations. I have a lot of these. Nope, I don't think so. Oh, wait, what's this? What's this? Ooh, that's a different color though. See, that's not going to work. That's a different color. Let me just keep looking. I wonder if I could use like something else, just a spare little leaf from another set. Oh, well, I'll maybe cut one later and add one into the mix. We'll see. Yep, I don't have any more. And that's just the wrong color. I would see that. I know you can't really tell, but instead of using Applemint, I used jelly bean green. So yes, pearls or sequins. I could do that as well. That's a good idea. Okay. Well, let's take a look at both of these cards together now. We have this one, You Are My Happy Place, and this one, Thank You So Much. So those are fun and something different to try. Great way to use up any square card bases. Yes, add some bling. That's what I'll do. That's a good idea. I'll put some bling in here and add some bling. Do I have time to add bling? I do. Okay, let's get my favorite sequins. These are the disco ball sequins. I don't know what it is about these, but it seems like whatever color you put them up against, they kind of turn that color. So I could put one there. I could put one up there. Now you're going to make me want to add bling to both of them. Another one there. How's that look? Is that good? That kind of fills in the gaps. I could put a couple on this one too. I could put one here, put one there, and one there. I really like 3s. I guess you know that, right? You know that about me by now. Okay, so let's get a little bit of Connect glue here. Now somebody was asking, they said their Connect glue was kind of running when they would put it upright. I store mine. This is a little storage unit that I bought from Make It by Marco. They have an Etsy shop and they make glue holders, and this is a Connect glue holder. So it holds your Connect glue and you can keep it face down. I can link to them too. I'll do that. But they make tidy towel holders, they make glue holders, they make all kinds of fun little 3D printed things. So they're pretty cool. Family business on Etsy, Make It by Marco. They're really sweet too. I love them. I feel like this might need more than 3. Should I try more than 3? Can't do 4. Cannot do 4. I could put one up there and then I could put one up in that top corner like that. Is that just too many? That's just too many. I think less is more. I'm going with less because it's more. Okay, so that filled in those holes. That's good. We'll do the same thing over here. We'll put one there. I'm working with my left hand, and that is never a good thing. Oops. Now, the nice thing about the Connect glue is it goes on white and it dries clear. So if you get glue somewhere where you don't want it, or if it sticks through the hole of the sequin, once it dries, you won't even see that. Did I put that sequin on upside down? I did. That's bad. So Tom coined a phrase. Somebody asked which way the sequins go. Do they go cup side up or cup side down? And I said that the cup goes upward. And Tom said, just remember it by saying cupward. All right, I think that's good. Tom, you're so quiet tonight. No questions?
You're doing fine.
I'm doing okay, thank you. Are you drinking wine?
A little bit of brandy.
Oh, brandy. Well, that's nice. A little bit of brandy tonight. We got to get Tom back on the show when he's drinking brandy. All right, so there we go. There are my my 2 cards with a little bling. Yeah, the stamp set that I used is the Pop Art Flowers stamp set and die set. And then for the greetings, I used Fancy Greetings and Hearty Greetings. And I will add that all to the description over on Facebook. All right, so I think we can go back to my face now. What do you think? Here I am. Good to see you all. So I've just been thinking about things today. I guess you know I haven't really started with any kind of lecture like I usually do. But, you know, I was just thinking, just remember, you know, everybody is dealing with crazy stuff right now. Moms and dads, right? They're trying to navigate homeschooling or online school or traditional school. They've sent kids off to college. Some of them have already come back. Everyone feels like they aren't sure if they made the right decision when it comes to schooling. I see so many moms and dads out there just kind of stressed about all of that. There's all kinds of stuff in the news that are shaking everybody's confidence on both sides of the aisle. And people are still stuck at home. Some people are still really worried. There's people that are still sick. And there's people, unfortunately, that are grieving. So as you navigate the next couple of months out there, whether it's in person or it's online, just remember to be kind. And if you can't be kind, be quiet. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I love you all so much. I will see you again next Monday for another Mix It Up Monday. And we'll see. Maybe we can even get Tom to join me. You guys, in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. Love you all. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.